Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kati and today is the third and last part of my Hobonichi Weeks series. So I have 3 Hobonichi Weeks this year and I have been showing you them. So first I went through my work journal, which I have in here, this cover, and then I went through my joy journal, as I call it. And now today I'm talking about my growth journal. So these Hobonichi Weeks I have in this lovely cork cover, and I can say it's lovely although I have made it myself, but I just love it because it has a little bling bling with these golds. You have seen it probably so many times everywhere, but this is the Please Bunnies edition of the weeks. So I will now just go through what I have, how I use it. So here, and this is now a bit, we will go in an area that I don't usually talk about. So if you are not interested in any, I don't know, spiritual topics, personal growth, development, things like that. If you don't want to hear anything about that, so maybe you just skip this video and watch the other more mundane Hobonichi Week setups. I just want to show you this. So if there is somebody who is interested, I'm just bravely showing this now. So here in the yearly view or calendar, I'm tracking special readings that I do with tarot. So these are the readings that I do in my tarot journal, which is this Midori A5. This is an dot grid journal. So I do here mainly my full moon and new moon readings. So I decided to track them here. Then here, briefly, a tarot deck has 78 cards. I'm not usually talking about these topics, so I don't have the words. But what I track here is my... I have to explain so much. So let's start from the beginning. I pull one card every morning. That is my advice for the day. I pull one card every evening. That is what I forgive myself that day. And I track those cards in here, and I use a color code as I usually do. So the majors are here yellow, then cups are blue, pentacles are green, wands are red, and swords, so air is gray. And you can see here maybe that I have glued here some paper over the original index because I don't like those different colors that it has because it's so hard to track. So I have done this also in previous Hobonichi Weeks that I have had, so that I have covered the tracker so that I have a clean slate, so my colors show better. But now I just track here the cards with the colors, so it's easy for me to see what I get most and so on. And here on top I have I did a reading for my year, which I decided to start in April. So this is the card that I got for that month. Here is my yearly card, which is counted from my birthday. And here is the yearly card that I pulled for this year, which I'm not so happy about, but let's see what this year will bring. Whoa, that needed a lot of explanation. Then here is my evening pull. So I write what card I had, and this is my I forgive myself practice. And now it's getting a bit clearer here. So one card, and now I also sometimes write a keyword, and then I also track here what tarot deck I'm using. And we are going now here. And then in the weekly pages, I pull the card and then I write the card, and then I write something that it says in the mostly the little white book, so where are the explanations for that card, so I write them. But now I have found a better style to do it, so let's go here. I was starting it, so I use these fountain pens in, at least I think, in a fun way. So here I started to write the whole thing that it says in the little white book, but then I started to use the thicker fountain pen as a kind of highlighter, because I can't highlight these. I have these, what I use here now is this platinum pigment ink, this brown sepia, and then I use this Noodler's Lexington Grey, and I can't use my highlighters or markers over these, so that's why I came up with this, that I write with the extra fine nib and then I can write over with the fine nib, so then it's like highlighted or bold, and I like how this looks, so I just pull some words that are important for me that day, and then I started to write here also keywords for the card, and I just like how this looks now. Mostly this is not like journaling, it's just copying words from a written text, and I like that. I can show it to you because it's not personal in that way, so here in this journal I then write more about my own thoughts about the cards and the reading, but here this is just like copying the text and then that way seeing what speaks to me from there that day. And then in the note pages I left the 36 first pages empty for if I want to study Lenormand this year, so then I would have one page for each card because they are numbered from 1 to 36, so that I thought that that would be so fun to have one page and they are already numbered for the cards. I don't know if that will happen, but I have the pages now here. And then after that, this is my English studies. So when I read from the little white book and there is a word that I don't completely understand, or I don't know what it would be in Finnish, or I'm unsure if the word has more meanings that I know, so I just read an old dictionary. I actually have it here. So I have this old thick dictionary, and I don't know, I just love it to read from an old book. Well, let's see. This is from let's see. It's not so old. This is printed in 2007. Pretty old, not so old. So I just love reading from this, so I don't need to use my phone because the dictionaries on the web usually have ads. So when I'm journaling and thinking about things, I decided that I take the effort of searching the word from this dictionary, and then I write the word here that I was searching, and then in Finnish what it means. And this is now my English studies, so maybe I will learn new words this year, let's see. And then yes, at the end of the note pages, this is then when I do my weekly review. I count for myself, I call it here my battery level. So previously I gave myself like a school number, but then I was like, okay, but if I get a 5 or 7, that's really doesn't like mean anything to me. So then I realized I could make it like my phone battery, because that I understand. So if I have 20%, well, here I actually decided that if I have 20%, that's the limit, because I have had phones that if it goes under 20%, they die. So that So that was what I came up with, and I love this now. So then I started to also, I have my weekly review book separate, but I decided to track this here because this is my growth journal. So I thought that it would be fun to have it here as a reminder to look where I'm going. And as you can see, I have been going, my battery level has been okay, so almost no worries. So here was a bad week, but although also my battery level hasn't been filled to this level, not once, from when I started tracking. So, but this is fun. And this is what I like about the Hobonichi Weeks, that I have been creative. I have gotten an idea and then I have just made it happen, and I'm playing here, and if it's not right from the get-go, it's okay, because also here I had these levels like in a different place, and then it wasn't clear for even for me what I'm doing here. So when I just tweak these a little bit, then it was again clear. And this is now my playground where I get to do fun things and try new things. So this is now for the rest of the year, and actually, yeah, this is the spring edition, so I have space now until the end of March next year to track my battery levels weekly. And then here is my 100 list. Again, this is tarot, so when I get a card that I haven't gotten yet this year, and here year means that I started in, did I start? Well, here I think I started this tracking in April or maybe March. No, I have here, I don't remember now, I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter so much. So I track the cards. So here I can then clearly see if I have gotten every card. And as you can see, I have only gotten like 3 from the majors so far. And actually here I have different colors. Here I have the air as yellow, but that's okay. I don't know why I have them different here. Well, that's a mistake, but it's okay. And here, because it has a 0, I put the 0 here, and then the rest of the 100 list is if I read or learn something else. So I read the cute little Lenormand book, so I put it here. And yes, this is also when I get a new card, then I read it from a tarot book, separate book. So that's like my study tracker here. But if I don't get the card, I'm not going to read it from the book, so I haven't studied it this year. And then, well, I think that was the last one. Yeah. So that is what I have in this journal, and I love it. How I use this is in my morning journaling session. I write first, of course, what I received the night before, because I do that practice the last thing what I do every day, so I'm not going to come here and journal about it. So I write that in the morning, and then after breakfast with my morning coffee, I do the advice for the day, and then I write the card and write the little text from the book, and then if needed I study some words and if needed I study from a tarot book. And I have loved this moment that I take for myself every morning. Of course I like pulling the card and getting the advice and then thinking how I would understand how this applies to my day, my life. And I don't know if it's a spiritual practice, but also I can think about it as a mindfulness practice or relaxation, meditation. It's just like a fun way to relax and take time for myself in the morning. It's so fun to write with the fountain pens and use my dot color dot markers, and it's just fun. I don't know where this fell out, this one. plotting paper because I need to use them because otherwise I'm smearing all over the place. But I'm loving it. And it's so fun that the Hobonichi Weeks has those different kind of views and pages. So then it's like you can use your imagination how you want to use them. And I don't know, I'm having so much fun with my Hobonichi Weeks this year. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, so a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. I hope to see you down below in the comments or in my next video. Bye bye.